What's up, guys? Dylan Moon here, bringing you a One Piece theory discussion. Now, this theory is a little bit out there, so you have to stay with me for a minute. But I think the series is going to end in space. I think Raftel's in space, and even if Raftel isn't in space, I think we're going to go to space. Now, to start off, we've seen various ways that the Straw Hats use their ship to get to places you wouldn't normally be able to get to. I mean, Reverse Mountain, Skypiea, Wano, so on and so forth. Like places that you wouldn't think you could get with a ship. Oda uses very creative ways to get people's ship there, and I honest to God think that we're gonna go to space because just the abstractness of One Piece, all the different places, the countries, from Skypiea to Tautland, and just how absurd it is. I think that the grand finale will be in space. And to start off, I think that the cover stories with Anaru and Nell, I think that they're obviously canon and they have a lot of validity to them. And it's just so big that Oda wouldn't do that for nothing. Like he would say that it's like a fan art request or his own like personal just drawing or something like that. But those are canon drawings, and he wouldn't just put those for nothing. Um, I think that the ancient weapons actually originated from space. I think that the civilization in the Void Century was in space, or at least could go to space and was active in space. Um, I think a big indicator of this is the Celestial Dragon's attire, and the Celestial Dragons wear like spacesuits, and it's because like they're too good to breathe our air. Um, that's like what Otis like. That's what the Celestial Dragons pretty much say, is that they're too good to breathe like everybody else's air, so they have like a spacesuit that gives them like purified air. But I actually think it's because of their origins coming from space. Um, I think that once we find all four road poneglyphs, it's going to take us to a place where it's. I guess it'll kind of be like how they got to Skypiea, but um, I'm still not sure exactly how they're going to get there. Whether Frankie's going to kind of like engineer their ship for flight and to be a spaceship, or if there's a place in the world that like connects like you to space. Maybe that's where the four road poneglyphs will lead you, and then you shoot off into space. But um, we know the One Piece universe has multiple moons, and Inaru is interacting with life on those moons. So I mean, I just think there's a lot of big indicators here, from the hieroglyphs on the moon to there actually being life there. Um, I just think that's the direction we're going with. When I first saw this theory, it blew my mind because it's something like resonated with me. I'm like, that is going to happen. Like that is One Piece is just so abstract and zany that I could just see that happening. And to really because we don't have a lot to go on for this, but we do have enough. Okay, so to reiterate the most important reasons I think we're going to space is the various abstract elements of One Piece. For number two, we will go with there being places that you normally wouldn't be able to go with a ship, Reverse Mountain, Skypiea, Wano, and there is like little clever ways to get there. Um, and then thirdly, which is like the biggest indicator for all of this, is Enel being on the moon, interacting with life and hieroglyphs. Like where would the hieroglyphs have came from? Like hieroglyphs and shit like that is just it's ancient type shit. So to me, it would make a lot of sense if if we did come from space. I don't know. It might be something like where the Void Century, let's say, in the Void Century we were on Earth, but we had space travel. Like we were allowed to travel in space and interact with other colonies in space. It could be that we came from space to Earth. I do believe the ancient weapons came from space, and I'm really set on. Wouldn't that make such a badass final arc if we were fucking in space on the moon, like on like this obscure planet? You know what I'm saying? Space base. Like the secrets in One Piece can, like One Piece can go so many different ways that I could definitely see them eventually going to space. And I don't know 100% if it'll be Raftel in space, like if Raftel's going to be in space, but I think that at least the One Piece will have a tie. The One Piece and the Void Century will have some kind of tie to space, and I think that that would be a grand final like C, because the as bad as Skypiea was, and as much as I hated it, like just because it was boring. Like there's some parts about Skypiea I liked, like I love Eneru, but um, the part that really stuck out to me about Skypiea was just the sea of sky and just how creative and innovative that concept was. So I could see that for like the very last sea just being space, and like the Sunny being like kind of like a spaceship transformed by Frankie, obviously. And Vegapunk also might, like, what if Vegapunk's not even human and he comes from space, and that's why he has the intellect that's like so far advanced? That's actually a very big possibility, that actually Vegapunk is from space or is like a different species. So that's, and like just all the technology and everything he knows could be like shit that from the Void Century, from just his ties to space. And the more, when we get more information on this, if we get any more Enel cover stories, or which we probably won't, but if we just any more information we get on this, I plan to make another video, like if we get any more information on this indicating that it's going to happen. But guys, I really, really, really think that One Piece will end in space. And I've watched a lot of theory videos on this. I've read a ton of shit like on forums and stuff. And I honest to God think that there are hints and that it's coming. And especially with the Enel cover stories, I don't think those are for nothing. Like Enel's such an important character. He's I mean, he was huge. He's fucking strong as shit. He was the antagonist for like a decently long arc. They're not just doing nothing. It's not just like for giggles that he is in space right now on the moon with an actual. As soon as when you saw that there was actual like living creatures on the moon, that should have gave you like some kind of that should have been like, what the holy shit, what the fuck. And I think a lot of people are curious about it, but they just kind of forgot about it or think it's not going anywhere. A lot of people probably think that Enel is going to come down and attack instead of like us going up there. But yeah, guys, just like the video, hit the notification bell, comment which you think about this theory, if you think it's absurd, because I know it's kind of out there, but I honest to God think that One Piece will end in space. Thanks, guys.